This is EVIL INVADERS for BGP Music Live.
Can you introduce the band?
Well, we're a Belgian band. We play, let's say, extreme heavy metal. We've been around since 2009. That's when we started playing live, and our first release was in 2013. Right now, we're just going to release our third full-length record called Shattering Reflection. And yeah, I hope to be back in France soon.
With your band, you are back to 80s, 90s vibes.
Yeah, I would say like we're definitely having a big influence from the old school metal, and yeah, we try to combine influences such as like classic heavy metal, thrash metal, speed metal, let's say some old school death metal, progressive stuff. So we create something new with all the old school stuff that we can find, you know.
So your new album, Shattering Reflection, will be out in 1st of April?
Yeah, that's when it will be released. So it will be released on Napalm Records, like all our other releases so far. So yeah, we're excited.
How was the creative process for this one?
Actually, it's been like 5 years since we released something new, also due to the COVID situation. But since the release of our previous record, we've been touring a lot, like all over the world. And yeah, it's been crazy to work. Like when we come home from tour, we have to work, and then we leave on tour again and stuff. So there wasn't a lot of time for songwriting in the last few years. But then suddenly when COVID like kicked in, let's say, we just checked out which demos we had and we worked from there. And actually we figured out that by ourselves at home, we had been writing a lot in the meantime. And we ended up with something like 20 demos, and then we just selected the best ones and worked on those. And it's actually the first time for us that we worked with a producer on this record. So we teamed up with Francesco Paoli from Flesh God Apocalypse. And yeah, it was a really cool collaboration.
How was it to work with him compared to the previous?
Actually, we never worked with a producer in the past. So normally it was just us, like writing and rewriting, and now we had like an objective view from outside, which was pretty cool actually, because sometimes you end up with new inspiration and new ideas coming from someone outside of the band, which kind of breaks some circles sometimes. Like you tend to write in your own personal way, but then if somebody outside tells you like, hey guys, what if you try this, or you know, he comes up with different ideas, and then it's up to us to decide whether we like them or not, or those ideas maybe inspire us to rewrite something in a different way. So it was very yeah, it was a cool experience.
How was the process of recording?
Yeah, like I said, we worked on the pre-productions with Francesco all through the internet. Like it was just through Skype because we weren't allowed to sit together physically. And after that, when we had our demos and our pre-production done, we basically started with recording the drums in a studio, and the rest was all tracked at home. Like the guitars, the vocals, everything was recorded at home. And then we reamped the guitars in the studio. So we recorded the DI tracks at home, and then we reamped the tracks in the studio.
Okay.
And the mixing, of course, we did in the studio. So mastering was done in Sweden by Fascination Street.
What was your expectation for the mix and mastering?
Well, actually, we're always very on top of it ourselves. Like I'm basically constantly in touch with our sound engineer who did the mix, and I was actually sitting next to him while he was doing some mixing parts. So we're always very involved in the mixing because we really know what we want. And then the mastering, that was also like a back and forth email thing with the guys from Fascination Street, but it's really cool to work with them. We worked with them in the past, and I'm always very happy with the results. So.
And what do you want to with the singing for the album?
Sorry?
You are the singer, right?
Can you repeat the question, please?
You are the singer, right?
Yeah, I'm the singer, yeah.
And what do you want to tell with your voice for this album compared to the previous?
You mean like lyric-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting inspiration from a lot of different things, so I don't really have like one real message. I just try to write music that appeals to a lot of people, and what from my personal perspective, you know, like I get inspired by things in my personal life, and I try to tweak them into a lyric that can be interpreted differently by different people. You know, like some people will say like, oh, this song is about this topic or about that, you know. It's like, to me it's something personal, but I try to keep it as open as possible, you know.
Okay. The setlist of the album is really weird. You've got a lot of diverse songs, like a power ballad, extra raging song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing is, like, because there were 5 years in between, we had like different as I said, we had a lot of demos to choose from, and we just chose the best songs without thinking of like the balance on the record, you know. And in the end, we ended up with a very a big variety of songs, like, because we have like fast stuff, we have slow stuff. It goes like a roller coaster ride up and down, you know. So I think that's what makes this album very interesting. There's a lot of different sides to it. There's a very aggressive part, but also a more dramatic, mellow part, you know.
Yeah, I'm not used to listen album like this with the waves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of wave.
Yeah, that's something that I don't like about most metal bands, is that they often sound just like the albums sound like one long track. And that's something that I try not to do with my band. Like I want to keep the listener entertained all the time.
And all your clip, I like all VCR, VHS stuff.
Sorry?
All your music videos, I like all the TV show, or like it's in VCR, VHS.
You mean if I collect those things?
No,
or
when I see the clip, I see
this
okay. VCR.
Yeah, we had a bit of a vibe of that, because we for the video clip from In Deepest Black, we really did, like, we lowered the resolution to have this old gritty vibe, you know. And we added a little thing like you used to have on MTV back in the day, like the title of the song and stuff. So we wanted to make a little throwback to those times, you know.
It was like to see an old Iron Maiden video clip.
Yeah, thank you. It's cool.
What are your inspiration of music and for video?
Inspirations for music, as I said, go very wide, from a band like Exodus to something like Scorpions, you know. It goes very extreme. I would say I've been listening a lot to bands like Sabotage, Crimson Glory, Merciful Fate, Motorhead, yeah, and the great bands like Rainbow, all this kind of stuff, you know. Max, our other guitar player, he's more into like let's say like old school death metal and stuff, more extremer stuff. But yeah, I think that's what makes it cool to have a lot of influences combined in our music, which in turn creates something new, because you have a lot of bands that try to be another band that already existed, and I really think it's, I mean, what can you achieve with that? It's always about creating something new, in my opinion, with the vibe that I like from the old bands. You know,
Something I like the British wave of heavy metal. Others are more thrash.
It depends on the time. When, I mean, sometimes I listen to a lot of Iron Maiden, sometimes I listen to a lot of Exodus, or you know, like Testament, bands like those. You know, Bay Area thrash metal is one of my favorite styles as well. But also like bands like Sanctuary and stuff, you know, the progressive 80s bands. Yeah, I don't just listen to one thing, you know.
Okay. And what about the cover? This is a really wedging cover with a broken glass.
Yeah, the idea was like to have our icon crashing through a mirror, which would represent like bad luck, and the reflections would be like reflections of things from artworks from the past in our discography. So it's kind of breaking the patterns that we used to have in the past. Like this album represents like a bit like the band is a bit reborn in a way.
And you produced VCR in the past with the band?
Yeah, we had made like a VCR in I think 2014 or something. But we also did like a live show on DVD, Surge of Insanity it's called. It was live in Antwerp. That was in 2018, I think, that we filmed that one. So that was our latest release before this.
And will you do a tape for this one?
Actually, I don't think Napalm does any tapes. I'm not sure, but it would be cool to do some tapes. Do you collect VCRs or?
No, I quit VCR.
Okay. Or do you do tapes or?
No, not really. And you?
Okay. So I'm mostly vinyl. I like vinyl the most. So.
I have vinyl, but not what to listen to.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
What are your expectations for the show? What can we do expect for the show?
Actually, like every time we play live, we try to give as much energy as we can, you know, and we have our live stage always is like very custom built. You know, we have our own mic stands. We have we put a lot of effort into those things. You know, like the boxes with the side drops and stuff. Yeah, so I would say just come check it out. It's definitely I mean, we put effort in the show. So.
And have you got plans for this month or other?
Actually, right now we have our release show planned in on the 2nd of April. So the day after the release, we have our release show. Then we're gonna do some dates in the Netherlands, and let me check my schedule. I think there are some dates in France too. I'm not sure. Give me a second. I know. No, the ones in France were canceled. Yeah, we used to have like a tour plan, but we had to cancel it because of the COVID situation. So unfortunately, no France yet. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna be booking some new dates pretty soon.
Okay. Can you
How's
talk
the situation over there?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've been to Nervosa venue
Okay.
in Tuesday. Okay. No mask and.
Okay. Cool.
I think in France it's okay.
Okay. Cool. A lot of people.
Yeah, for the week, yes.
Okay. Nice. I'm glad to hear that.
Can you talk me about Sledgehammer clip video?
Actually, we from all the videos that we still have one video that's coming up right now, and we actually recorded 3 videos in 4 days in one venue. So it's the same place as In Deep is Black. It's like an old mine where we recorded, and yeah, it was pretty cold. It was in November or something. It was freezing. Yeah, I think for that video clip, it's the first time actually that we added some more like movie-like images to the videos. It's not just performance anymore, and it was really cool to actually see our ideas come to life in a video like this, because we were always fan of these old school horror movies and stuff, and the way the lights are there, you know, like the way they put effort into the lighting of the set. So we tried to do something in that style for those video clips. You know? It was a bit inspired by things like The Warriors or Clockwork Orange. You know, this gang vibe is what we wanted to create.
What is the topic of this song, Sledgehammer?
Basically, it's pretty general against like corrupt leaders. Basically, like it could be, as I said, like it's open for interpretation, but mainly it's like about revolting against people who abuse their power. You know, like it could be a corrupt politician or a teacher at school, you know, that's like pissing you off. Or for example, I bet people in Russia can relate to this song right now. Yeah, I heard like with the COVID situation, people were like talking about all these conspiracy theories and stuff. So I think people were actually, this was an idea that was living in people's minds, like, fuck, they're gonna kill us or something, you know, and we have to do something against it. And I think in the past, these are thoughts that come to mind when you live in a country where the government's corrupt as fuck, you know. So, and I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to, even if your boss at work is a total dick and you have to deal with him every day, you know. This is a song that in the weekend you can scream along and get the rage out of your system, you know.
Okay. And how was the situation in Belgium?
It's been going up and down, like I think like everywhere. But I think the last show we played, actually last summer, there was one festival, Alcatraz, where there was like very strict rules and you needed to be tested and stuff before. But as soon as you entered the place, the festival, no masks, no nothing, you know, like it was a normal festival last summer. It was unbelievable. You could feel like the people were so hungry for live shows again. We played there on a Sunday, and people, I mean, it was a 3-day festival and people were still like raging and crowd surfing. It was like, it was amazing. It was one of the coolest experiences I had, because you could feel the crowd is so hungry. So I would say like maybe it was necessary for people, because we were a bit spoiled here in Belgium. You had shows like every weekend. You can choose 3 shows to go to, you know, like it's a small country, but there are so many venues, there's so many things to do, that I think it was necessary maybe for people to realize like how good we have it here. So yeah, it was an interesting concept, and I hope things are going back to normal now, but it seems like everything's going back to how it was, so I'm glad for that.
What was your best memories of this past 2 years?
Oh, actually, it was kind of nice to because actually we came home from tour, because our last 3 shows were canceled due to the lockdown that started in Europe, and I came home and I had nothing to do, basically. Like I was like, shit, what am I gonna do now? Like I just bought a house and I had to renovate it, but apart from the band, all the shows were canceled and all this stuff. So it was nice just to come back in my head. I didn't have a rush. I didn't have deadlines anymore. You know, I could sit in my garden and be like, wow, can't remember the last time I just sat and did nothing, you know. So it was good for my peace of mind, I think. But for the rest, yeah, I can't wait to go back on tour, you know, of course.
So you don't have any rush to composing like before?
Sorry? No, yeah, actually
You had
with
time, yes.
yeah, actually the composing and stuff there was no rush like before, indeed. So I think that resulted into our best album so far, like, because we managed to really go for the maximum for every song. We have rewritten songs sometimes like 4 or 5 times, and that's something that we sometimes don't have the time for, you know. So it was nice to sometimes just write a song, leave it aside for a while, and then look back at it after a few days and be like, maybe this spot can be better, and you change your solo or whatever, you know.
Okay. I leave you the word for the end of the interview for the listeners.
Well, basically, I hope that we can play some shows in France soon, and we'll be back on the road. That's the only thing I can say. Like, check out our new album, and yeah, hope to see you guys on some shows somewhere in France or wherever.
Thanks for the interview.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry I was late.
That's okay. Cool.
Okay. Cool.
If the label did so.
Sorry?
It's the label. They don't send you the link.
Yeah, I know, yeah. There was like 10 minutes before, and I didn't have the 10 minutes before 11, and I was like, dudes, where is the fucking link? You know?
I sent the link like 3-4 days ago. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I was still waiting for it, but
Okay. Bye.
Sorry for that. Thank you for the interview, and yeah, see you somewhere in a show or so.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Cheers, man.
Cheers.